Last summer, I set out to transform a Facebook Marketplace golf cart into a rugged off-road beast. I rebuilt the suspension and added features like a 3,000-pound winch and 23-inch all-terrain tires, and it was time to put it to the test. The front axle-mounted winch successfully pulled my dad's jet ski lift out of the lake just before the Michigan winter rolled in, which presented yet another opportunity for the cart to prove itself. The cart was actually super fun to drive in the snow, but after just a couple of donuts, the old lead acid batteries completely blew. So in this video, I'm gonna swap the lead acid batteries for lithium in hopes to bulletproof the cart's power supply for years to come. I messed up. We got bored over the holidays and decided to take the cart out for a wintry spin and check out some of the scenery around the lake. We drove by a snowy parking lot and I of course couldn't help myself. I floored it from a dead stop, the tires spun in the snow and the throttle shut off completely. So we had to tow the cart back to the house, I plug it in, and 15 minutes later, we hear an explosion underneath the seat. I check underneath the seat and sure enough, one of the batteries was cracked at the top of the casing. Instead of buying another lead acid battery to replace it, I decided to bite the bullet and buy a lithium battery to replace the whole pack. This is a Cloudenergy 48 volt, 105 amp hour lithium battery. It comes with a charger, some ratchet straps to secure it, and a battery monitor. I'll link it in the description in case you want to pick one up yourself. This is the main battery pack that's missing the one that exploded, but it used to have 6 8-volt batteries to make 48 volts. You'll notice over here a separate 12-volt lithium battery, which powers the front axle mounted winch. This battery is staying. The rest of these that supply power to the motor are going to make room for the new lithium battery. This blue box over here is a DC converter. It takes the 48 volt from the main battery pack and steps it down to 12 volts so we can run accessories and lighting safely. Over here are a couple inline fuses to protect this whole system from electrical spikes. And finally, we have a fuse box over here. The most important step before doing anything is identifying your main positive and main negative terminals. Take a second, snap a photo, and make note of where every cable goes. Always disconnect the main negative terminal first, which I've already done here, and then remove the remaining connections. So I got the old batteries out with absolutely no trouble at all. I constructed a flat tray out of plywood and threw some diamond plate aluminum over top. I'm pretty happy with that. So now I just have to finalize my layout, drop the components in, and wire everything up. With everything in, I'll quickly run you through the layout. I oriented the battery this way for a couple of reasons. With it slightly towards the passenger side, I think it will redistribute the weight better because the motor favors the driver's side on the rear axle. It's also going to be much easier to reach the terminals for maintenance. I have 2 ratchet straps holding the battery down on the tray and also all the way around the side. From a wiring standpoint, the battery has dual terminals, so I've got the 2 main positive and negative leads from the controller isolated on one terminal and everything else that feeds the DC converter and fuse panel on the other terminals. On the other side, I have the charger for the main battery as well as the charger for the winch battery. These plug directly into the new charger port, which just accepts a regular extension cord so I can get a charge on both these batteries at the same time. So with it out of tow mode, it's in run mode. We'll give it a test. We'll turn the key. Dash lights come on. That's a good sign. We'll put it in forward. Give the pedal a slight push. And we got power. Put it in reverse.
Put it in reverse, Terry! Put it in reverse!
Got reverse as well. So it looks like everything is wired up correctly. So the next thing I want to do is test the LED battery monitor. So it's reading at 53 volts, battery temperature 47 degrees, status normal, and then those are all 16 individual cells. It looks like they're all reading between a pretty small margin of error. Man, that was a lot of fun. We accomplished the lithium swap and won first place in the sledding competition all in 1 week. Compared to lead acid batteries, lithium gives you faster charging time, consistent power, and a longer lifespan. You're also saving a huge amount of weight, gaining better efficiency, and eliminating the maintenance headaches. No more watering batteries, corrosion, or voltage drops under load. This upgrade should bulletproof the cart's power supply for years to come. Now let's put it to the test.